Welcome to Talkpoint, your trusted source for verified, balanced, and fact-based reporting from across the United States and around the world. House Speaker Mike Johnson is facing growing criticism from both Democrats and members of his own Republican caucus, caused by some of being inconsistent, overly cautious, and even deceptive in his approach to leadership. The controversy has fueled by the now viral nickname Congress's AD Haskell, a reference to the charming but insincere character from the classic TV series Leave It to Beaver. The term, which began as a commentary on capable news and quickly spread across social media, reflects what critics describe as Johnson's habit of saying one thing publicly while doing another behind closed doors. Supporters, however, say the label is unfair and politically motivated, arguing that Johnson's polite and faith-based style stands in contrast to Washington's usual partnership and tolls. According to verified reporting from Reuters, The Hill, Politico, and NBC News, the criticism centers on several key issues, most notably government spending, foreign aid, and social policy. In recent months, Johnson has repeatedly pledged to rein in federal spending but has ultimately relied on bipartisan votes to pass short-term funding bills and avoid a government shutdown. Hardline conservatives with the House Freedom Caucus accuse him of betraying Republican fiscal promises, while moderates credit him with keeping the government running. A similar pattern emerged in the debate over aid to Ukraine and Israel. Johnson initially opposed combining the two aid packages but later supported to a version that he did just that, calling it a necessary compromise. His decision angered parts of his conservative base but won approval from many defense and foreign policy advocates who saw it as a pragmatic step in a divided Congress. On social and cultural issues, Johnson's balancing act has drawn equal scrutiny. While he maintains a long record of opposing abortion rights and LGBTQ+ protections, has noticeably softened his tone in recent months, avoiding divisive rhetoric in public while still supporting conservative measures in committee votes. Critics on the left call this hypothetical. Johnson's allies describe it as political maturity and massive discipline. The AD Haskell comparison gained widespread attention after MSNBC host Lawrence O'Donnell used it to describe Johnson as the polite politician who charms authority figures while quietly working against them. The phrase quickly went viral on platforms like X and Threads, turning into a shorthand for what many see as the speaker's image problem, a public persona of calm civility masking political maneuvering. But supporters argue that Johnson's critics are overlooking his difficult positions as a speaker of one of the most divided houses in US history. Johnson faces constant pressure to balance far-right demands with legislative realities. He holds one of the smallest majorities in modern congressional history, meaning even a handful of defections can tank key votes. According to recent polling from Reuters and Pew Research Center, Johnson's approval rating among Republican voters has dropped to around 46%, down from 52% earlier this year. Among all Americans, only 32% say they trust him to act consistently with his public statements. Analysts note that the erosion of trust reflects not only frustration with Johnson but a broader trend of declining faith in congressional leadership overall. Political experts say Johnson's challenges mirror those faced by previous Republican speakers, including Kevin McCarthy and John Boehner, both of whom struggled to manage competing factions with their party. Unlike them, however, Johnson's leadership style is defined less by confrontation and more by quiet negotiations, a method that some describe as straight and others as evasive. The Associated Press reports that growing discontent within the GOP could spark a leadership challenge before the end of 2025, particularly if internal disputes over foreign aid, government spending, and election reform continue to intensify. Still, Johnson has maintained that his focus is on unity and results, telling reporters last month that Washington needs fewer sound bites and more solution. While critics mock the E.D. Haskell comparison as a fighting symbol of doublespeak in Congress, Johnson's defenders insist that his calm, measured tone is precisely what the Republican Party needs in a time of political turbulence. For now, he remains one of the most polarizing figures in Washington, praised by some as a steady hand, condemned by others as a smiling strategist masking deep political calculation. In short, the debate over Mike Johnson's leadership is not just about one man, it's about what kind of leadership America wants in a time of political division and media-driven narratives. Whether Johnson's polite pragmatism will help him survive in today's Persian climate remains to be seen. This is Talkpoint, where verified facts take priority. Stay informed, stay alert, and subscribe for more updates, balanced coverage on US politics, democracy, and world affairs.